subscribe to this channel.
Welcome to Underestimated Voices podcast, where we keep things raw, real, and empowering.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Underestimated Voices podcast, a podcast where we keep all things real, raw, and empowering. I am your host, Wetson, and today I just want to talk about something closer to my heart, way closer to my heart. Why your voice matters, even if it shakes, even if you stammer like me, even if it's not perfect, it's horsey. Because too many of us believe the lie that our flaws disqualify us from being heard. Today, I want you to know your voice has power. So, as we are about to celebrate International Podcasters Day, this is just an encouragement to each and every aspiring podcaster, each and every aspiring radio presenter, or anything that has to do with your voice. I want you to know that your voice matters. Happy International Podcasters Day to each and every podcaster out there and aspiring podcasters. So, in today's episode, I just want to be honest with you. I know that most people, when I tell them that I am a stammerer or I used to be a heavy stammerer, most people doubt that. But if you're listening to me right now, my words don't always come out smooth. Sometimes I get stuck. Sometimes I repeat myself. And growing up, I used to think that I was supposed to remain quiet. I thought, who would want to listen to me? Because in most conversations, I was just a listener. So you might ask yourself, who would take me serious when I can't even get my words out there without stumbling? Here's the truth I've learned. Your imperfections don't cancel your purpose. In fact, sometimes they make your story even more powerful, because when people hear you speak raw, unpolished, authentic, they hear courage, they hear truth, they hear someone who refuses to be silent by fear or shame. The world tells us that only the loudest, smoothest, and most polished voices matters, but God works differently. Throughout the Bible, God used people who didn't look or sound qualified. Think of Moses, the guy that split the Red Sea into two. He stammered. In Exodus 4, he told God, I am slow of speech and tongue. But God didn't say, oh, right, Moses, I will find someone else who speaks better. No, God told him, who gave human beings their mouth if it's not I, the Lord? God chose Moses anyway. Stammer and all to lead a whole nation. That's proof God doesn't need your voice to be perfect. He needs it to be willing. When you speak, if it's shaky, you are proving something powerful, that fear doesn't have the final say. Your story, Montwanga, matters. And that someone out there who feels just as underestimated, Suliwa, as you can find hope through your courage. So you might ask yourself, why does my voice matter? Because your story carries lessons someone else needs to hear. I was taught one thing: bury your past, do not bury the lessons that you have learned. Because when you are quiet, silence helps no one. But your honesty can change lives. Even in your weakness, God's strength shows up. If you stammer like me, don't let that stop you. Pause if you need to. Repeat if you have to. Take your time. What matters is that you keep speaking. Remember, people don't just listen for the smooth words. They listen for real ones, authentic ones. And there's nothing more real than a voice that speaks through struggle. As we celebrate International Podcast Day on the 30th of this month of September, I want to remind you, your voice is needed. Don't wait until it sounds perfect. Don't wait until you think you have it all together. Speak now, Montwang. Share now, because you never know who's waiting to hear your voice. Thank you so much for joining me on the Underestimated Voices podcast. If this week's episode encouraged you, share it with someone who feels underestimated or kusuliwa. Remember, being underestimated is not a curse. It's a blessing in disguise. I've always said this. Until next time, this has been Wetsen saying your voice matters. Keep shining, Wantwanga. Keep smiling. May God richly bless you. Bye-bye.